That jar of strawberry preserves on your breakfast table right now has probably never been in the same room as a whole strawberry. I know that sounds like an exaggeration. It is not. The preserves industry, the jams, the jellies, the fruit spreads you have been buying for decades, is one of the most quietly effective legal deceptions in your grocery store. Americans spend roughly $2 billion a year on this category, and the majority of that money is not buying fruit. It is buying high fructose corn syrup, regular corn syrup, industrial pectin, and label design that shows sun-drenched orchards. The orchard on the packaging is a logo. It is not a sourcing decision. 3 brands at the end of this video do it right. One of them is cheaper than most of the brands on the skip list. I will get there. I spent 3 weeks auditing every ingredient list, every FDA filing, and every corporate ownership trail behind the biggest names on the preserve shelf. And the results were not what I expected. Let's start with the math, because the math explains everything. To make 1 jar of genuine strawberry preserves, you need close to 1 pound of whole fresh strawberries. Strawberries are seasonal, they bruise in transit, and they lose volume when you break them down. That is an expensive supply chain to manage at scale. High fructose corn syrup costs a fraction of that. Shelf stable, subsidized, consistent every batch. So the calculation became obvious. Use just enough real fruit to stay technically legal and fill the rest with corn-derived sweetener. This is not a food decision, it is an accounting decision. Now for the legal architecture that makes it possible. FDA regulation 21 CFR. Part 1, 50.160 requires that a product labeled preserves contain 45 parts fruit by weight for every 55 parts of sugar. That sounds like a meaningful floor. Read the fine print. The regulation explicitly permits concentrated fruit to count as fruit. Concentrated fruit means a water-stripped industrial syrup. That processed syrup counts the same as a whole fresh strawberry on the legal checklist. The regulation cannot tell the difference, neither can the label. That is loophole 1. Here is loophole 2. Any product labeled fruit spread has no standard of identity. 0. There is no minimum fruit content required at all. Brands choose that label specifically to escape the 45% floor. And loophole 3, the one nobody talks about. The regulation does not require the label to specify what form the fruit takes. A jar can say strawberry preserves while using strawberry concentrate, puree, or juice inside, and the law does not require disclosure. The clearest proof this system has been abused. In 2006, the Center for Science in the Public Interest filed a formal petition with the FDA targeting Smucker's Simply Fruit. Their investigation, using Smucker's own packaging from Thailand, where law required percentage disclosure, revealed the product contained only 30% actual strawberries. 69% was apple and pineapple syrup, and it sold for more per ounce than Smucker's standard preserves. Less fruit, higher price. That is not a loophole. That is a logistical magic trick performed on your breakfast table. The skip list. Skip, brand 1. Smucker's Strawberry Jam. Smucker's is the #1 preserves brand in America. The gingham lid, the century-old family company. The wholesome morning commercials. Flip the jar, strawberries, high fructose corn syrup, sugar, fruit pectin, citric acid. 2 separate industrial corn sweeteners appear before Cane's sugar shows up as ingredient 4. Smucker's own FAQ acknowledges it quietly. While some of our products contain high fructose corn syrup, offerings such as Smucker's natural fruit spreads do not. They built an entirely separate product line because they know consumers do not want what is in the flagship. Whole Foods Market classifies HFCS as unacceptable in food. You cannot buy this jar there. You are paying for the gingham lid. Skip brand 2, Welch's Concord Grape Jelly. Welch's was built on the American cooperative model. The origin goes back to 1917 when Paul Welch patented pureed grape jelly and the U.S. Army bought the entire production run. That heritage is real. Flip the jar. Concord grapes, corn syrup, high fructose corn syrup, citric acid, sodium citrate. Not 1 corn syrup. 2. Welch's and Smucker's were originally sugar-only formulas. The corn syrups were added as a cost-cutting measure when the brand scaled to national distribution. Welch's face a class action lawsuit in 2015 in New York federal court, alleging their fruit snacks were no more healthful than candy. The complaint documented corn syrup, modified cornstarch, and added vitamins fortifying what was functionally a sugar product. The corporative story is genuine American history. The current ingredient list is also genuine. They do not match. Skip brand 3. Smucker's Simply Fruit. This is the most deliberately constructed product on the shelf. Simply Fruit is marketed as the cleaner alternative within the Smucker's family. It sells at a premium. The name implies the contents are predominantly fruit. Flip the jar. Ingredient 1, fruit syrup, not strawberry syrup. Apfeltimer, Schür, apple and pineapple concentrate. Actual strawberries are ingredient 2. The CSPI investigation confirmed 30% actual strawberries, 69% apple and pineapple syrup. Natural flavor appears on the list because 30% strawberry is not enough fruit to taste like strawberry without supplementation. At the time of the petition, Simply Fruit cost 24 cents per ounce. Regular Smucker's strawberry preserves, which by law required more actual fruit, cost 18 cents per ounce. The premium product had less fruit and cost more. A class action followed in Arizona. The label language was modified. The formula was not. Skip brand 4, Polaner Strawberry Preserves. Polaner benefits from association with its better-known all-fruit line. Most consumers reaching for Polaner are thinking of that branding and picking up the preserves line without noticing. Flip the preserves jar. Strawberries, high fructose corn syrup, water, pectin, sugar, citric acid. The formula is structurally identical to Smucker's regular jam. Even the Polaner all-fruit line, the better product, lists juice concentrates from pear, grape, and pineapple as ingredient 1 before the name fruit appears. The brand name implies one thing, both product lines deliver something different. The ingredient list tells the truth. The brand name is marketing. Skip brand 5, Great Value, Strawberry Preserves. Great Value is Walmart's store brand. It is honest about being a budget product, and that transparency shows you the floor of this category. Flip the jar. Strawberries, high fructose corn syrup, fruit pectin, citric acid. No cane sugar at all, just 2 industrial corn sweeteners, then pectin, then acid. Both sweeteners are GMO derived. 92% of U.S. corn acreage is genetically modified. The front label says made with real fruit, technically accurate. Strawberries are the first ingredient. What the label does not tell you is that the second and third ingredients, by weight, are both industrial corn derivatives. The fruit is there, it is just not in charge. Skip brand 6, Smucker's Orchard's Finest. Orchard's Finest. Different packaging, higher price point. Designed to signal artisan sourcing, something meaningfully different from the standard Smucker's line, 2 shelves below. Flip the jar. Apricots, high fructose corn syrup, fruit pectin, citric acid. The formula is identical to regular Smucker's. Not similar, identical. The recipe did not change. The packaging changed. The word finest changed. Finest is a marketing descriptor. It is not a regulated claim. There is no FDA standard a product must meet to earn the word. It means whatever the brand wants. The ingredient list is fixed. You are paying a premium for a label, not a recipe. Before we get to the brands that actually earn the label, here is how to audit what is already in your kitchen. 30 seconds, no equipment. It is called the label math test. Pick up any jar, read the first 3 ingredients, apply one rule. If anything other than fruit, real cane sugar, and pectin appears in those first 3 positions, put the jar down. High fructose corn syrup in the top 3 means industrial sweetener dominates the formula by weight. Corn syrup is the same problem under a different name. Fruit syrup, as ingredient 1, means the name fruit is not what is sweetening the product. A cheaper filler concentrate is. Ingredients are listed in descending order by weight. If HFCS is ingredient 2, there is more corn sweetener in that jar than every other ingredient below it combined. Now, the brands that pass. The real list. Real brand 1, St. Dalfour. St. Dalfour has never used cane sugar, corn syrup, or artificial preservatives. In over 40 years of production, those 3 things have never appeared in a St. Dalfour jar. That is not a marketing claim. That is the ingredient list. Flip the jar. Strawberries, fruit juice. Concentrates from grape and date. Fruit pectin, lemon juice. 4 ingredients. Fruit is first. The sweetener is grape must, the naturally sweet liquid byproduct of winemaking. Saint Dalfour was founded in 1984 in Marmont, France. The philosophy predates the brand. During World War I, French families preserved fruit using concentrated grape juice during sugar shortages. That wartime necessity became culinary tradition. A mate confiturier still oversees small batch kettle cooked production at the same facility today. Approximately $5 to $7 per 10-ounce jar, higher than Smucker's. But the first ingredient is fruit, the sweetener is grape juice, and there are 4 total ingredients. The math on what you are actually purchasing is entirely different. Real Brand 2, Crofter's Organic. Crofter's Organic lists organic strawberries as ingredient 1. That sentence is the credential. Full list: organic strawberries, organic cane sugar, pectin solution, ascorbic acid, citric acid. 5 ingredients: USDA certified organic, fair trade certified cane sugar, 33% less sugar than conventional preserves. Crofter's uses heritage strawberry varieties, Camarosa and Senga Sengana, cultivars with deeper natural flavor. Because the fruit does its job, no natural flavor additive is needed. Founded in 1991 by Gerhard and Gabby Laka in Parry Sound, Ontario. Gerhard started making organic fruit spreads before organic certification was even regulated in Canada. His son Dan runs the company today with the same philosophy. Approximately $5 to $6 per 16-ounce jar. This is the consumer win on value. More product, cleaner label, organic certification. At a price competing directly with conventional premium brands. Available at Whole Foods, Sprouts, and Amazon. Real Brand 3, Stonewall Kitchen. Stonewall Kitchen strawberry jam contains 5 ingredients: strawberries, pure cane sugar, fruit pectin, lemon juice, citric acid. Point to one ingredient on that list that does not belong in a home kitchen. You cannot. Fruit is ingredient 1. Pure cane sugar is ingredient 2, not corn syrup, not HFCS, not fruit syrup. The product is non-GMO and produced in small batches. Every shipment of incoming fruit is sampled. Every finished batch is sampled. That is a deliberate commitment to a standard. Jonathan King and Jim Stott founded Stonewall Kitchen in 1991 with a fold-in table at a farmer's market in York, Maine. The handwriting on every label to this day belongs to Jonathan King, a direct reference to when each label was literally handwritten at the market. Approximately $7 to $9 per 12.5-ounce jar, the premium on this list. But that price reflects real production costs, small batch quality control, no industrial shortcuts. The label is not doing more work than what is inside it. That distinction is rarer than it should be. Here is what you now know. The preserves industry built a 3-layer legal architecture. Concentrated fruit counts as real fruit under FDA law. Fruit spread requires no minimum fruit content at all. And strawberry on the front does not obligate the manufacturer to tell you what form the fruit actually takes. They built premium sub-brands. Simply Fruit, Orchard's Finest, using the same formulas at higher prices. Because a premium price implies premium quality, and the ingredient list is on the back, not the front. You now know what to do. You read the first 3 ingredients before you pick up any jar. You know what fruit syrup means. You know what fruit spread means legally. You know that finest is a marketing word, not a regulated standard. Your breakfast table is not a cost optimization problem for a food conglomerate. The fruit on the label is the promise. The ingredient list is the truth. You have always had the right to read both. Now you know what you are reading. The food industry will not tell you this on its own. That is exactly why we do this. Subscribe, because we are not stopping.